We're live, guy. All right, let's see. Want to make sure I'm doing this right. Right? Oh. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, anyways, we are live. This is COVID and Coffee.
Email authenticity guarantee is checked by experts. Every stitch, tag, and logo.
Bang. Ads, man. You gotta have them. Gotta have them. So, anyways, this is RC Garage. This is COVID and Coffee, episode 4. I think we should be like on episode 9 or 6 or something around there. I thought it was like episode 5, but yeah. So, this live is going to be about this WAV Tyrants. Taking it apart, we're at that point to where there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not experiencing any issues, but I want to look at it. I guess I want to look at it before I experience any issues, if possible. And again, the comments, YouTube has messed up. The comments are literally, they pop up on my screen, like right here, for like a split second. I wish I could show you. So I am going to switch over to my TV here and see if I can pull up YouTube. See if I can get it to cast. So you can get it to cast to the TV, and that might work better. So it looks like we got it. I just got to make sure the volume is down on it. So and you can hear it. So it should cast pretty quick. New device connected desktop. And it's a black screen. And it ain't working. Come on, dude. There we go. All right, we're there, but the delay is massive as usual. So let's see if I can speed this along. Speed along. Speed along. All right, something like that. So at least maybe I'll be able to see the comments. But like I was saying, so we have one casualty on this thing so far. And that is that's the wing. But I knew that. And, you know, just having buggies like this style before, well, I shouldn't say that, man. This buggy is just different. There's obviously comments being made, you know, what about part support? Guy, where's the parts? I went on Buddy RC, there's no parts. There's parts. They're at the motorsport convention right now. So you're not going to see parts on their website. But as soon as they get back, and even that might dude, that might tell you something right there. If they're at the motorsports convention right now, what does that tell you, man? That tells you that they're more, I think, more into just more than RC. You know, come on, dude. They're at the motorsports convention. So I wish I was their guy. That's something I'm gonna start doing. I think that's something. I'm kind of at that age now where I do want to go ahead and go and do some things and go to some places, and I have a time schedule that allows me some freedom, and I feel I'm smiling about it right now. I'm also, am I getting Bell's palsy or something? I feel like I'm noticing like my face is, my mouth is like not talking right. It's like crooked. Bell's palsy, dude. You never know, guy. All right. So, anyways, dude, I'm all in smiles. I'm all in on this RC. That's why I am an affiliate for Buddy RC and these, and I shouldn't say these two trucks, but if the Blitzkrieg, which I do have, it's in the box upstairs right now. It's still in its box. But if that Blitzkrieg is anything like this thing is, again, it's not going to be perfect, but I think it's going to be for what it is, for what you're getting. If you don't, it's almost like one of those things, dude. If you don't buy it, what the hell's wrong with you? Just buy it. Just like somebody made a comment earlier today. Oh, I keep forgetting I can't pull up comments. It was either a personal message or it was a comment in the thing. It might have been KGM. I'm not sure. I think, or maybe it was JP Stewart, but it was somebody. They made the comment that I guess they're gonna have to forget about the groceries this week because they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna have to get one of these. And you know what? Do it. Forget about the friggin' groceries. Just go get this car. Come on, you can get some ramen for a week. Hey, the thing is, right? Obviously, you got to talk to your significant other if you've got one before you make any kind of decision like that. But this vehicle is providing, get the RC Guy Garage thing in there. Wow, it looks like terrible. This car is providing. It's providing smiles for miles. I'm gonna jump into the comments. Joe, what's going on? JP Stewart. That was you. That was you, guy. Okay. Where is WAV based? So it's a German design that obviously is made in China. So it's just like everything, dude. Everything, or I shouldn't say made in China. I feel like they have in Chinese New Year, and Buddy RC had mentioned that's potentially some of the issues like with website and stuff like that right now. But I ordered these not based on talking with Buddy RC. The conversation that I had with Buddy RC was after the fact. So it's not like, you know how people get, man. People get a little weird when they go, oh, if I was given an RC car, I'd say the thing was awesome too. It's like, just don't go there with me. Well, I mean, if that's what you want to say, cool. Just you do you, man. But I'm just me. And when I do find something that I like, I want to share it. So yeah, there's going to be 30 days of ripping the crap out of this thing, provided it doesn't fall apart. That's part of the whole game. It's like that Charger video, this thing. It's like this video thing right here. Initially, when I first got this, I did a video on it and I said, it's a cool charger, whatever, it seems to work. And then I did like an updated video on it. And I think that's what happens is that there's a lot of, creators out there that will create content about something. And I'm guilty of that too, because you want to get the info out there. You do want the views. You do want, to be the first click or the first hit, because it's what drives your channel forward, which gives you more subscriber base. It's just, what do you do with that subscriber base after the fact? Do you stay in contact with them? Do you show the real? And I feel like with this thing, I'm showing the real. Now, I will let you know, YouTube, and I don't know why they do it like this, and this is my own personal opinion from experience that I've had. If you do too many videos on the same thing, even though people are watching it, for some odd reason, it seems as though YouTube, with this style or type of content, they don't keep pushing it. And I don't know if that's because there's not enough engagement or what. So you may get notified, or it may get recommended, the first big hit video, which that did happen. It was like 6,000 views, I think, the last time I checked. And that's pretty dang good on a China junk RC. That's not junk, man. But this video is going to be jumping into this thing. I am going to take some things apart. I'm going to give you some thoughts that I already have on this thing. I haven't watched anybody else's video. We'll get that down. I watched Buddy, and this is just the way I work. If that bends somebody out of shape, I'm sorry. It's just how I do things, because I don't want to see somebody else's content and get some kind of I don't want to be swayed in any way and create false content. So if I don't watch that content, it actually helps me, I feel, do my own content, if that makes sense. But what I will tell you, though, is if you yourself are looking to buy this RC, or if this is something that really interests you, don't just watch the bigger videos. And I say bigger videos, meaning don't just watch content creators that have the big numbers. Go ahead and check out the smaller channels, see if they're coming across the same issues that some of these other people are, which I'm not. And I know why I'm not. And I know why other creators are coming across issues. And that's not even by watching their content. That's just point blank listening to the comment section on the videos that I've done. People already putting information out there saying the shocks are garbage, the tires are garbage. What else is garbage? Oh, the body's ugly. Thing looks like a piece of crap. Oh, it's an Arrma knockoff. Dude, the Arrma knockoff one, I was laughing. I'm like, what the hell does that even really mean? Like, you want to call it an Arrma clone? I think they actually said Arrma clone. Dude, there's so many comments all over the place. Somebody either said it was an Arrma clone or it was a knockoff. And I look at it and I go, where? Because it's got 4 tires and shocks. And a plastic thing? A plastic, where? Where is it an Arrma knockoff? Like, I'm laughing. Because at some point, and we're already kind of beyond that point, when does every other RC that you ever see just become a knockoff? When does it become, oh, it's just, you know, a recreation of Traxxas? It's just, I'm kind of going to roll into things. So getting back on the conversation that I had, I ordered both of these and had them next day shipped. Okay. I got a phone call the very next day. And that was that I was actually doing the video. And I said, I got to take this call because I don't normally take phone calls that come into my line because it's usually just garbage. It's somebody saying, you know, I've got some subscription that money's being taken out of my account or whatever. It's just like, you know, whatever, you know, all the scams that are happening out there. But so I ordered them and it was only based upon that one guy that I said that I was talking through Instagram on, and just his like, his enthusiasm, you could point blank hear through the message. And that got me thinking. I was just like, you know, and I kind of went over that in the video, is that if this person right here is that enthusiastic about it, there's nothing else out there right now. I'll just go to the website, check it out. I watched the videos and I immediately went to his buddyrc.com thing and put 2 in the cart. I paid the next day shipping. Like, dude, I've never paid next day air for an RC, but I saw it as, you know what? I want to get these in my hand, man, because these things look, and it was only based upon looks of what I was seeing with their videos. And again, I did the skip game with their videos because while I saw some of the stuff, there was a certain point in his running video that I paused at. And the reason why I paused there was because he did a jump cut. And what the jump cut told me was that he possibly experienced a problem. Now, I never said that to them, but when they called me the next day because they could not ship the next day air because it came with a battery. And I was like, you know, all right, well, whatever, that stinks. It's another word that I used. But in the end, got the cars here. I didn't even open them the first day. I literally just, they sat. They sat in their boxes. Like, I'm that kind of guy that sometimes you have to have the product here and now, and I'll pay for the next day shipping like I did, which I never do. But as soon as you get the product, that's why you go to the hobby shop, because when you go to the hobby shop, bam, instant gratification. You take it home. I mean, some people don't even wait till they take it home. Rip it out of the box, chuck some packs into it, and go out and rip. So I've been kind of tossing the idea around of taking the because I obviously got the Tyrants, but at the Blitzkrieg, I feel like I literally just want to go to the skate park with the sealed box, make sure I've got a charged pack. This is the pack that Buddy RC sells. This pack is really good for this truck. It gives you what I call a sufficient amount of runtime. It's good as far as weight. It's not overkill like and I bring up this battery. This ain't the battery I put in it. This is a little bit too big, but the 8,000 tank pack that I stuck in it from Milonic gave me some really good runtime. But this battery, like I said, this is the first time that I've ever tried these Gens Ace batteries. And again, I've got nothing to say other than when I charged it up with the X1, this thing, when I charged it up with this thing, dude, go this is a good charger. It's a good charger. I'm not saying that the HTRCs aren't either, but I stopped using them, not because I'm experiencing an issue, but because I want to use this charger. There's something about this one that I like over the HTRCs. But anyways, charged this pack up. It charged to the 4.2. It was pretty instant. I charge everything at the max amp rate, which is not like the way you should do it, but somebody brought out an awesome comment and they said the way Guy does things, it's all accelerated depreciation. And you're absolutely right. And I actually do like that in a sense, because the stuff that you guys are seeing is accelerated abuse. It's accelerated depreciation of a product. I've been that way my whole life and it serves me well, and I'm happy. And I guess that's all that matters. So where am I with this? Oh, talking with Buddy RC. So like I said, right now they're at the motorsports thing. And that should kind of hopefully tell you something about, the individual that I'm communicating with Buddy RC. So nothing that company says sways me, meaning other than me providing an affiliate link if you want to buy this, but that's because from what I've seen with my own eyes and with my own rip, with my own trigger, toggle switch here, I'm liking it. Nothing, again, nothing will be stinking perfect, dude. Come on, nothing will be perfect. The wing was the first thing that I knew with how I drive and the crashes that I have and learning in RC, knowing like how the thing wants to be throttled on a jump. This thing has a lot going for it. In the description of this video, there is a link if you want. And of course, yes, it gives me a kickback, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's not like they inflated the price so that you can click on my link and whatever. I don't even know why some companies do affiliate links, because doesn't that kind of cut into their profit? Like, I mean, that's kind of weird. But whatever. But for the price this thing is coming in at, God, I can't say 100%, but 99 or we're going 98.2. We'll do a weird number, 97.9. 97.9. This thing is giving me smile pains, dude. When I edit the videos, like the I don't know if you saw the video that I did this morning, but when I edit the videos, like when I was running on the backyard track, the part that you guys don't get, or maybe you do get, is that I'm sitting here right now doing a live, and I'd rather be outside right now ripping the crap out of this thing. I want to be at the skate park. I want to go. The snow has gotten to the point now where I think these paddles are mint. I think that there is enough where I can get a little bit of more grip and less snow friction on the chassis. But even when I did that little snow rip, it was fun, dude. I just, like I said, editing the videos makes me want to get out there. And a couple of people have said, and I think, again, it's KGM, he said, each time he sees one of these videos, and I'm not saying my videos, but each time he sees one of these videos, he seemingly throws this car just up a little notch. Like, damn it, Guy, you're going to make me buy this thing. And if you do buy it, good, because if you don't, you are point blank wasting your smiles factor. Now, if you're now don't get offended, but if you're the idiot kind of person that would immediately take this thing out of the box instead of learning how it needs to be driven, and you don't go over the RC, you should go over the RC. I don't. You should go over it, make sure everything's all set. Mine was all set, like other than the rear shocks being backwards. So I don't know if you could see it. My shocks are the right way right now. And I think that was just inexperience with whoever was putting it together or putting these together, that it is easier to put that guard facing the outsides of the car, and that's what they did. And it just, dude, it's one screw, pop a screw out, turn it around, and put the screw back, and you're good to go. I also, there's so much to talk about. Oh, you leaving? Okay, you got a hug? Well, you don't want to be on TV? I see you. I love you. Thank you. Have fun. Thanks. Bye, sweetie. Bye. So, that's my kid. That's my kid. It's, she's gonna be leaving soon. Like, she's leaving to go somewhere today, but she's moving out. Not because of any issues. She's moving out because she's growing up, man. And that's gonna be I'm definitely you know how they say they get they talk about the daughter side as a daddy's girl? She is. But I'm also a daddy's girl. I'm a girl's daddy. I don't know how to explain that. It works the opposite way. Like, it's gonna be weird to finally just not. And I say finally. It's not like I'm waiting for it to happen. But to watch her grow, man, like from this little thing that was, fit in my hand, like legs coming over the side. And that's how I used to carry her, dude. Her back of her head and legs over the, it's the football carry. It's what guys do. It's what guys do. They do the football carry, dude. And that kid and me have so much. So, anyways. So, Guy's going to be sad at some point. You're not going to see any videos because it's going to be in the corner crying. But anyways, it'll be good. I'm glad to see her moving on in a positive way. Everything is going amazing for her. Right out of college, she landed a stinking job. And I'm not going to say where she's working, but she landed a job that's like, huh? Really? Like that quick? So I feel like I have no worries. So anyways, I know some of the people just want to see what's going on here. I'm going to jump into the chat here real quick so we can see what's going on. So we've got 401 Drone, what's going on, man? We got Mike Jernak, Sleek Hobbies 88, Joe Girding, Empty Nest Right. Get to running around. You know what's funny? Yes. But, our dad usually does anyways. But yes, I get exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Bean Dean, what's going on? Lee Davis. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, dude. Sleek Hobbies, your little girl's trying. Dude, eat up I don't have to tell you that, but eat up everything that you can. Because at some point, that'll be gone and you'll never get any of that time back. That's why I've said it in the past before. This is like COVID and coffee, dude, this is the way it goes. We're supposed to be doing an RC, but this is kind of somehow the way the conversation goes. But yeah, eat it all up now. Be a father first. Obviously be a husband too, but be a father first. If you're not a husband or whatever, that's fine too. Whatever you do, you. But be a dad first to your kids. Like it's super important, because I've always said it that, if they want your time, give it to them, because you will 100% never get that time back ever. Time is always moving forward. Time is always moving forward, dude. So go out and get yourself one of these wicked off-road vehicle cars. Use my link. I'll get a couple of bucks, dude. I'll get a couple bucks. But also, if you do use my link, let me know. Let me know that, hey, Guy, even if you send me an email, hey, Guy, I bought one from your link. I'd like to know, just to kind of do the whole tracking process to see if, like, these videos have turned people on to this thing and if it's something that they want to go ahead and go after. I think I've touched on some of the points that I wanted to get across here. But, yeah. So I'm going to turn the camera down onto this thing, and we're going to start the show. We're going to start taking apart some of this car. Now, this is where this video might be short-lived to an extent, only because I do want to get out there. I don't want to be sitting here for hours. Like, I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy these lives, but dude, I hate sitting. Like, I'd much rather be outside, like right this second, ripping this thing. Like, I haven't even opened up the other damn box. So let's just stop talking and get into this. So switch the camera around. All right. So here we go, guys. So this is the WAV Racing Tyrants. And I did actually ask Google, you know, what Tyrant meant, because I thought it was kind of funny to, you know, basically ask the question, you know, what does Tyrant mean? So, you know, I always use the Alexa device. Hey, Alexa, define tyrant.
Tyrant is usually defined as a sovereign or other ruler who uses power oppressively or unjustly. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for tyrant.
So that's kind of where you know that maybe even the name, I think, may have come from China. Because they
China.
do,
Officially,
Alexa, stop. Because they do kind of word things odd. Like, and that's something that, you know, we've seen many times, is that when you get one of these, you know, China jugs, this ain't no China jug, dude. When you get one of these things, I mean, look at this thing. Look how clean it looks, dude. This thing was nasty. And I cleaned it very lightly. I cleaned it using the Cow RC stuff that I got. But these body things, dude, just even the way these body things work, like, I mean, I love it. Like, you can press it, but it does want to feel a little bit of resistance. But just the way it, just the way it pops, dude. I love the way these things function. And my dog is at the back door looking to come in. Now, I think the real test for me will be going to Diamond Dust and seeing, because you know Diamond Dust gets everywhere, to see if Diamond Dust kind of gets into these and chalks them up and messes them up. But again, that's maybe part of maintenance, where you'd press the button down and put a blowgun in there and kind of blow it out. So I can hear her wine bagging. I'm going to let her in. She's probably going to start farting all over me. What? I know. You hear my voice, so you got to come in. Come on. All right. You happy now? Don't you light me up. You go upstairs or something. Go upstairs. I don't want you to light me up. All right. So, dude, I don't even know where to start. So here's a look at the inside of the RC. It's got 120 amp ESC. Something that I had noticed on one of the videos, these fans pump some serious air. So I don't even know what these fans are, but they put a lot of thought, honestly, into so much of this RC. They did not have to go as deep as they went with this thing. Like, even the arms have WAV Racing imprinted or raised. It's not even like dug down, it's raised print in the back arms. Even the top arms, like I brought out in the video I did today, this morning. It's even got a left and a right with an arrow that faces the front of the vehicle. Same thing with the front. It says WAV Racing on the arms, like WAV on the thing here. I mean, it's just, look at WAV. Dude, it's everywhere. It's stinking everywhere. WAV. It's WAV, dude. It's all over the stinking place. Same thing on the chassis underneath. Isn't it funny how they've done this? Like, look at how, just even on the chassis, dude, WAV Racing, and all this inner part is shiny, and the whole rest of the chassis is just regular. I'm being serious about this thing, dude. Having this in my hands, I'm so stinking psyched. So I'm just, obviously, whenever I grab one of these, you start looking at things to see if anything's coming loose. no screws have been loose so far. Now, I'm not saying that I've, put 1,000 packs into this. I haven't, but the amount of packs that I've put into this, I do feel it's pretty sufficient, in saying, just go buy the damn thing. And if you end up with a lemon, I don't know what to tell you guys. Don't blame me. Because you won't be blaming me. You'll be happy. This will be the first thing you probably break. But I adapted another wing to this. It's not perfect, but it's perfect enough to where this is a flexible wing. And at least now, when I land poorly, it'll take those impacts. So I want to check the bearings because that's something that I'm not sure of. I initially was thinking that maybe these are just shielded bearings, but now I'm kind of thinking no, because if they went this deep, and look at this, it looks so much better without the wheelie bar on the back. And that rear bumper, which is a front bumper, now it actually looks pretty mint. I left the wheelie bar screws in there as a grind. If it ever does a wheelie, I mean, even the center diff, dude, is tuned mint. So I'm going to take off this wheel just because it's easy with the angle. Take off this wheel. Take the shock off. Check the bearings. Want to check the shock just by itself. I do want to check this pocket because this was something that I was thinking is if this thing is driven in certain locations, because there's no relief hole under here, does it need like a little relief hole to get the debris out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a little pocket. And with the Link style suspension that does not have the relief hole in the bottom, usually the dirt packs up around these locations and can prematurely wear this out. So that was, a thought just by visually looking at this RC. But if there is a tiny hole in there, will that weaken this? I'm not positive. And maybe that's why they didn't do that. This vehicle does not really come with tools at all. It does come with one Allen wrench that fits to put the screws in for the wheelie bar. For the wheelie bar. For the wing, that's it. Lee Davis, what's going on, guy? 3D print your own wing? Nah, dude, this is meant. You cannot, I mean, I shouldn't say that, but sometimes 3D printing something versus just doing this is way easier. I don't believe in certain 3D prints. This is going to hold up better than a 3D print, I feel, in my mind. And I do 3D print stuff. So you will have to use some kind of a 17 something to go ahead and pull your wheels off. I've already had these off, so I know, what's tight and what's not. These hexes, again, I don't seemingly have an issue with this side. This is the side that you would kind of normally have an issue with. So far, I'm not having an issue, and I'm not using the factory wheels, and that's not because I had an issue with the factory wheels. It's just because I wanted to throw paddles on it. So, yeah. These paddles are working well for what I want. Today, these things are going to actually do what I had initially intended for them to do in the beginning. All right. So what we do need to do is I want to pull this whole unit off. So here's a good look at the hex. It does have a screw on the outside. So instead of having a pin that's going through, what I do know is that these are splined from seeing Buddy RC video. So we're going to go ahead and pull one of those off. I got to grab a 17 millimeter wrench to grab a hold of that hex. Yeah, I suppose I could put the wheel on. But you know what? Because it's already off, I'm just going to grab a wrench. All right. We're only using quality tools here. Gear Wrench, baby. Gear Wrench is a good name brand, I think. So grab a hold of that. Grab a hold of this. Okay. Let's see. A little bit of fire. These are thread locked on. Could go this way. I just don't want to melt the hub. Oh, I did melt it a little bit. Try to keep it on that screw. And the reason why I'm doing this is because these are thread locked, or at least sometimes companies like this will use a, they will use like a, almost like a super glue. Oh, that's way better. And that way you're not going to strip any hardware. That's something that you got to keep in mind. The other thing too is with this RC, my opinion is they're using 5th scale hardware. So that screw's kind of small, but it's technically, so this isn't kind of 5th scale. But the rest of the stuff is 5th scale looking. But when you look at what size driver you're using to access this piece, you are using something that's at least a healthy size of 2.5. So instead of using like a 2 or a 1.5, at least they're using something that you can get, you know, a bite of some meat. So there's a look at the spline that we're working with. So this is a splined hex. So people will have issues with that as well. They'll say, well, this is going to be kind of a pain because now you can't put any other hex on it. You know what? Good. Who cares? Going to have to go ahead and go after this screw here and this screw here, and we should be able to pull this away. I don't know if the axle will stay with it or what. No, I think this this plastic, I almost want to say it's like glass, like reinforced, because when I scratched it with my knife, it just had like a different kind of feel and sound. So top screw, bottom screw, go after that. Make sure we're in reverse. It's funny when you put the driver in the wrong hand, you have to like look and see which way the button goes. Something becomes, it's called muscle memory. When you know, like in whatever hand you primarily use, which way it goes. When it's in the other hand, you're like, oh, which way does it go? That's why it's nice. The Ryobi thing, just like the WAV, has got an arrow. Guy, that's going in. Guy, it's coming out. See the arrow? Anyways, but like I was saying, it's like that 5th scale looking hardware, man. It's not a small screw. It's not a small screw that they're putting in there. I had to look at it again. Oh! Went the wrong way. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, dude, that's double threaded. I know you can't see what just happened. I saw this and thought it was going the wrong way. This thing is double threaded, or at least it feels that way. So it's got a lock nut, right? On this lower hinge pin, it's got a lock nut that's right there. When it went in, it literally threaded in and stopped, and there was a gap. So it's threaded and lock nutted. That's kind of different. So let's see, is it really? Yeah, it is, dude. It's totally. That's the wrong one. I need another size. What size is that? See, I don't think. Oh, Mass, what's going on, guy? Oh, hey, I'll plug you for a second there, guy. I'll plug you. Go check out Metz's RC. Well, you have to go to Metz RC, but do you see this right here? This was made by his wife, dude. They sell these. This thing is friggin' awesome. This is a cup. He was supposed to give me a straw. He never gave me a straw. But it is kind of weird, though, because of the way the thing is. How do you fit a straw in there? Like, it's not like a circular hole. It's like one of those things, if you screw up, you put a straw in there, that straw is going to, leak stuff all over you. So forget the straw. But his wife and I think him came up with this design. Dude, hobby quarters, come on, guy. And, like, I don't know what the heck this is on here, but it's like almost like painted or something. There's a seam right there, but there's no seam. Like it's printed or something. Trash bag. We got the thing on there. I love Big Black. You got Vector on there. This thing is mint. So go check out Metz RC. Leave a message and say, Guy, how do I get your cup? It's a small stainless. Yeah. The most important question about this car, Guy, how many dude, wasn't that awesome? Those two kids, how many horsepower? I loved it. It was good to hear the younger generation, especially that young, asking or using the word horsepower. It's like you almost forget or almost feel like certain things are being lost with the generations that we've got now. Yeah, it is threaded. So it's threaded and nylocked. So obviously at one point, it's not going to be threaded anymore because it's going through the hub. But look at this pin. This is not a thin hinge pin, dude. So it's threaded and nylocked. That also, you got to keep in mind, because of that, you also wouldn't want to over tighten. Because it's threaded with a nylock, when you reinstall this, you'll have to make sure that, look how free that is. You have to make sure that you actually don't clamp down on it, because if this is too tight, it'll cause binding on this piece. Oh, okay. Well, there's the answer right there. I was thinking that these were, look at that big inner bearing. I was thinking that these were just shielded. These are rubber sealed. So that's a massive positive right there, dude. I was thinking I was going to have rust for bearings. So I'm going to put the flash on. See if we can see inside of this thing here. Where's the flash? Flash. What, honey? Yes. But now that she heard your voice, she's coming up. So I don't see any debris beyond that section here. So obviously the debris can go to the bearing, but nothing is getting in beyond the bearing. So here's a good question. Now that I've got this right here, pop this seal. This is going to be like almost an in-depth. I'm going to be wasting so much time that I could be out ripping. But I am curious now. So I'm going to grab a razor blade and kind of pop this open, see what we've got inside for grease or lubrication. See if I need to add anything. If I can find a razor blade. Should be a razor blade here somewhere. Okay, should be a razor blade here somewhere, I thought. So I want to pick the seal open. Ah, there we go. Using a rusty razor blade. Don't do this. Oh, that's a nice seal. I wanted to see if there's a possibility to see what we're looking at inside here for bearings. So let's see. Oh, you can't even see it. But look at all the lubrication that's in there. Oh, I can see the bearings. So the bearing spacing is actually pretty good. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. These appear to be good bearings. I'll check the other side. I'll just gonna check the other side. See if I can see beyond the little cage that they've got there. Gotta be careful when you do these seals because you don't want to wreck them. You can wreck these. There we go. Dude, look at the bearings. You have got to be kidding me, dude. That's no joke. That is a real stinking bearing. Like, I mean, this ain't no 5-bearing Arrma vehicle. Look at all the bearings in there. Wow, dude. Oh, this makes me want to go ahead and put some kind of lubrication in there now that I've got this open. You know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it. Wow. See what I'm saying, man? Just go click the Buy It Now button on my link. Do me a favor, as well as doing yourself a favor. So you can actually see where the bearing is riding inside. So the bearing basically rides right there. Dang, dude. I like what I just saw, man. So one of the things that I do, and this is just what I do, you don't have to do the same. But usually, God, see, I'm not going to do it. Usually I would take like a drop or two and drop it inside and then slip this inside. And what that does is keep that inside lubricated. That's what I do with all of my RCs. I'm going to hold off and not do that on this one. So one thing I am seeing right now, which is, oh, look at that. So we got a E-clip that's holding all of this together. Dang, dude. Look at how healthy this is. This looks like 6S power. Look how big these pins are. Look at how healthy the meat is around here. Oh, dude, check it out. Wait a minute. I'm popping this out. I'm going to lose this clip forever. I'm going to do this carefully. Because what I want to do is I want to pop this out. So we don't get no blood here. Get the little E-clip off. Slide that pin out, dude. Look at this. Even that's a healthy pin. Look at that. Jeez, dude, man. I am very happy, man. I'm a very happy individual right now with what I'm seeing. Dang, man. This is really some quality. I better see affiliate link hits after this video. Dude, seriously. Use my affiliate just because I want to track the sales. Just for my own personal, my own personal deal. And yeah, I'll get a couple bucks kickback. That's quite all right. Yeah, dude. Serviceable. Replaceable. individual little pieces. Even the spline is dinking, stinking, healthy, dinking. That thing is dinking, dude. Even the spline is healthy, dude. All right. Very happy. The only thing I am noticing is that it's not keyed. So, and I didn't notice how it was when I pulled it apart because I had just assumed that it was going to be keyed. So what I mean by keyed is there's usually a thick section and a thin section. What that does is makes it so that you clock your drive shafts or your yokes like opposite of each other. And that's what you want to make sure, at least I think, with this thing, is that when you do that, make sure when you're putting this together that you're clocking it correct. So if you see this on this side, like this, you want to see that on the opposite side. And that way there should be no, what is it called? Lateral binding. It's when it shouldn't happen on this though. It shouldn't happen here, but clock it anyway. That's what I'm saying. So we're going to leave that undone. I'm going to be here all stinking day, dude. I don't want to be here all day. This might be really limited. I want to get out and rip, man. The more I'm seeing with this thing just wants more packs through it. Yeah, there is. There's the Blitzkrieg. That's the next one. But they're basically the same thing. So the difference between this and the Blitzkrieg is literally a body. I think the front and rear bumpers are different. Like this one doesn't have a front bumper, but the truck does. Everything else is the same except for the truck body and how it mounts. So you're getting essentially the same thing. And because the truck's got the bigger wheels, it has a 13-tooth pinion versus a 16-tooth, which that's another thing that I kind of want to address with this thing as well. And what it's doing is it's, a lot of people, for some strange reason, feel like you need to go over 50 miles an hour to have fun. That is definitely not the case. I'm only hitting a max speed right now of 47. And that's all you really need, dude. I mean, if you need more than that, I don't know, man. Get an Arrma or something. But you'll be missing out. You'll be missing out. But yeah, they got a truck version. It's called the Blitzkrieg. You can go on my link. It's the same thing. It'll take you to, I think, that truck. Or it'll just take you to being able to buy one of those, if that's the route you want to go. So like I said, the only difference with this one is that this has got a wing, and I did take the wheelie bar off. The wheelie bar did not break off or anything like that. I took it off because I saw it as, for the buggy and how I drive, I saw it as a hindrance. So I feel that it cleans up the rear end. Having this style of wing on there also makes it look mint. Plus, it looks like it's got 2 exhaust ports. So now it's got dual exhaust coming out the back. So the front or the rear shock, and I took these rears off already. So the only reason why I took them off was because the guards were facing the wrong way. And I think that just from the factory, they probably just didn't know that those guards are supposed to face, especially for the rear. They've got to face towards the front because that's where all the junk from and debris from the front flies up and nails into the shock shaft and the shock. And that's what pelts it. It probably could do with like those guards that Arrma has come out with. But we're going to go ahead. We got this side taken off. I'm going to go in this screw that holds this like back piece on, which is interconnected to here. Like the thing is like just bolted to connected. Like, I mean, it's like how, say it this way. I mean, you guys see my face right now. Ready? So what I'm look at that hairstyle going on. What I'm saying about this part of it is that I'm seeing I'm seeing a blend of manufacturers, and that's where, like I said before, you know, you got the people that are the diehards. You've got the people that are Ford, Chevy, Dodge. And I say Ford, Chevy, Dodge just because. I ain't putting no Toyota or anything in there because it doesn't belong. You got the Ford over here. You've got over here. You got the Ford, Chevy, Dodge. Those are the heavy hitters, especially when it comes to trucks. Does Toyota make a good truck? Yeah, but it's not in the same classification, so we're not going to even go there. Traxxas is like Ford, Chevy, Dodge, and the same thing with Arrma. Arrma is basically the same thing. Arrma is probably more like a Dodge. But Traxxas has this way of, when they put things together, things like interlock and it gets strength all together. And what I'm seeing with this truck or this buggy is they're doing the same thing. They're interlocking, and each piece is adding like additional strength. So on the rear of this, while you might look at it and go, oh, well, no, you can't. There's no way to look at this thing and go, oh, this is going to break. Like, I mean, I could see why. I haven't seen the video, but I've been told by a couple of people that JT broke this off of whatever car or whatever truck he's got, right? So, but what did he do to break it off? Was it a light jump or did he send it? I don't know. I'm hoping that he sent it, and that's the reason why it broke off. But I'm noticing, like, even just with this wing bumper skid plate, it's all like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's got stinking 5th scale hardware holding it all together, just blending and it's integrating itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just looking at it, it's like just kind of not overbuilt, because anything can be improved upon. It's just it's a good mix of smashing stuff together, and it's not smashed together. It's literally thought out. There's a little bit of unthought that could change and should change, because it would actually create a more solid unit. So like I said, I've obviously taken off the rear bumper, but I haven't taken this off yet. So that's, oops, there goes the thing. You haven't seen, I didn't know that it had sealed bearings. I was still thinking it had shielded bearings. So, and shielded bearings aren't a bad thing. It's just the rubber sealed bearings. And obviously these bearings are good quality, or look like a good quality. They're not Arrma 5 bearing bearings. You know what I mean? There's some of these damn Arrmas have 5 sticking bearings in the cage. We saw that with Earl Moyhead's video, or at least I saw that with, and that's kind of, dude, that's Arrma sliminess for you right there. That's why some of their stuff is not holding together, dude. They're cheaping out so bad. And a company like this, you can hear Vector over there. A company like this, dude. Oh, stop the smiles here. Give me some Bell's policy so I don't smile. I just I'm liking what I'm seeing. Go buy it. Go buy it. Dude, go buy it. Because if you don't, you're being foolish. Who cares about your grocery bill? You can eat next week. All right, so it's in reverse. Again, 5th scale hardware, dude. I say 5th scale, but I just mean it's not junk screws, man. It's not tiny little hardware. You know, it's taken a 2.5 driver to pull these pieces out, not a 2. So, oh, and this is also, okay, so you see that? So I wanted you to notice that right off, okay? This was something that I saw when I took this all apart, this to, fit on my wing, that was what had happened. So the shock flopped down and out of the way. And what I wanted to say, and I'll say it on video here right now so you know what my thoughts are. And look how free that is, dude. Look how free just everything is. You know what I'm saying? So Buddy RC sent me 2 extra shocks, and he did let me know that he's, he is aware that there is an issue here, but is it really an issue? And you got to see my face again. So is it really an issue? So I've already driven this truck. I haven't been a meathead about it. I'm not being a bonehead. I'm also not purposely driving it so that something doesn't break. I mean, I don't want it to break, but if it broke, I've already got the backup shocks to go ahead and toss stuff on it. Plus, I've got another company that wing is from, and I'm fairly confident that the shocks that they've got would be a massive upgrade to this vehicle. I haven't tried it yet, but if for some reason, that's why I'm not like worried. But I was thinking, like, if something did happen to the shock, I've got the Buddy RC ones that he sent me in the box just in case. I'm liking what I'm seeing. But I wanted to bring out the shock oil number 1 in these shocks is really thick. And for how you drive, it's really, man, for each person, it's going to be different. But my thought was, based upon what I was being told, that the ends tear out because they're not threaded. That's not necessarily the case, because even a threaded shock will tear out. There's 2 things that are going against this RC to a degree. Number 1, you cannot set the droop. So you are reliant on a specific type of hit on the shock being able to hold together. Now, this has got massive well, I shouldn't say massive, but it's got thick shafts, beefy plastic. The way the shock shaft is bonded inside of here, it's molded. It's like heat pressed or whatever. So there's a ring on the shaft that when this tears out, you'll actually see the plastic on the inside, because it's got like a chamfer. It's got a chamfered edge. That's all. Is it chamfer? Is chamfer the right word? I don't think chamfer is the right word. I think chamfer is the angle. But it's got basically like a cutout. So the plastic is molded into the cutout. Now, because it's not threaded, you can't, or the thought is that you can't put it back in, but you can. You'd have to epoxy it back in, and that does happen. It happens with threaded ones too. But what I feel, or initially what I felt was happening before I took my shock off, was that I had noticed that the shock oil was really thick. And I tried to slow down some of those videos for you to see, but on my computer, I can slow it down even further and zoom in and see what the vehicle's doing. That's why it's great to film. If you've got a question about something, film it at a nice high frame rate. That way you can slow it down and hopefully zoom in. It eats the memory card and the battery big time, but you can technically analyze what is going on. And, with the GoPros, it's definitely a big help, because if you do shoot at a higher, that's why my videos have been stopped. And you see my stupid camera at the end, because the camera, my phone, is how I have to finish the videos. So I'm shooting at a super high resolution and frame rate, so that I myself can zoom in really as deep as I can and slow it down and watch what the RC is doing. So taking it over to the speed jump spot, the thing about that is when I go there versus when I go out to the backyard track, or if I go to Diamond Dust, is that it's a lot of different terrains. It's a lot of different type of driving. I do feel that the shock oil is too thick. I mean, even me squeezing it, I can feel it. This spring is all the way up. So it's not the spring tension. You need it because this is a slightly heavier built RC. But I feel the shock oil is doing a couple of things. Because of those, if you are to launch this RC, because of those real quick slams that are really heavy, you're taking that shock rod and you're punching it into this plastic piece essentially. And each time you do that with violence, it's probably loosening it up slightly. Now, if it was threaded, could the same thing happen? Probably not as much, because at least the threaded has a bunch of rings that you can kind of do that to. This is kind of just dealing with one ring. Buddy RC is already having threaded shocks, shafts, whatever, all set and ready to go. They're working with the company. That's what I like seeing. So talking with Buddy RC, they've been making these changes. As of right now, these are the only two trucks that from WAV Racing they're pulling in because they like what they saw with the unit as a whole. So the other thing is what you just saw. So let's bring that down real quick. Again, this is, like I said, this is like that deep dive. So because there's no way to limit the shock extension on certain hits, it's doing the opposite. So number one, you've got the violent impact going this way, potentially loosening up that section right there. Then if you have a bad hit to where you've got some kind of an impact that's pushing down on the shock this way, there's nothing that's going to limit the shock travel. So how do you rectify that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple of different things that you could potentially do, but it's almost like the manufacturer needs to do something to limit that. All right, so that's also comes into, and like I said, this is going to be all talked to. This is where my mind spins about so many things. So because you're getting an overextension on the shock, it's doing that reverse action. So number one, you're getting a real hard, solid hit. The shock fluid is not thin enough to compress like quick enough. You know what I mean? Like the thinner shock oil based upon the valving or piston changes how, how easy the shock can adjust to the terrain. So that's also why this vehicle is almost like a racer. That's why it's WAV Racing. And why I'm saying that is because the way it's geared, the way the center diff, the fluids, everything about this, it's like they took a bashing mentality, but also whoever has got that bashing mentality, they also have like that racers mentality. So you're kind of like trying to blend the two together. And that doesn't always work, dude. It doesn't always work. It's like you've got, I jokingly said, it's like taking your mall crawler that's got the elastic band wheels. You've got a 4x4, dude, it says 4-wheel drive, or it says 4x4 or FX4 on your bed of your truck, but you've got elastic band 24-inch wheels with elastic bands for tires, and your 4-wheel drive, like, where the hell are you going, dude? Like, the first time you ever go off-road, you're bending a rim, or you're popping a tire, or maybe you got run flats, I don't know. So like there's so much that I've like wanted to say, that you kind of shouldn't be doing with this RC, and that makes me want to go watch these other videos that other people have put out saying, oh, I broke a shock shaft, or the tires are garbage, or whatever. It's like, those are the videos you should be watching, because what you should do is, instead of walking away from a Facebook group saying, you know, oh, the tires have no traction. What the hell are you talking about, dude? Dude, these have no traction? Somebody left a comment saying these have no traction. What? What the hell are you driving on that these have no traction? These almost have too much traction. Not really. That video I put out this morning of I mean, Diamond Dust is going to tell it, but, and that's the other thing. Dude, this snowballs into so much stuff because this is a softish kind of rubber. Your rims are going to feel so much more of those big hits. So that's where you walk away from what some of these people are saying. And instead, you look at the unit as a whole. You look at how beefy things are made, dude. You look at how things can come apart. Like, this is Traxxas, dude. This is Traxxas-like, which is good. I will never say Traxxas is junk, because it's not. This is Arrma-like. Okay? This is Arrma-like. We've got Traxxas-like. We've got Arrma-like. So there's so many things that I'm seeing with this thing, dude, that if you just go buy it, dude. I want to see my affiliate link be like slammed. Like I said, you don't need to eat this week. Just lose a couple pounds. Get some ramen. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. The smiles will supersede or exceed the hunger pains that you're feeling because you couldn't have a cheeseburger. Or, you know, maybe you have to switch over to some hot dogs for a week. Ramen and hot dogs. It's not a bad meal. it's not, hey, it's food, guy. All right, so yeah, so because there's no way to limit the shock, because it's got no limit, that's also causing an issue there. So then what do? Hopefully there'll be something that maybe limits. It's just weird. What probably would have helped, what probably could have helped a little bit, is if this thing had like a sway bar. The only reason why I'm saying that is that instead of having such a massive overextension that you can potentially have, see how you can have a massive overextension, and because these parts are so free, nothing's binding. You know what I'm saying, dude? I know you know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to jump into chat just to see. Frank, what's going on, guy? Fasting is good. It is, guy. It is. It is. Especially if you fill it with an RC. At Blitz, what? I'm sitting in the hospital with some... Hey! Fasting might be good for you, guy. Why are you pushing these? They're not... I wish I could... See, I cannot post. Whoever you are that just said that, say it again so I can see who you are. Why am I pushing these? These are not real hobby crate. Are you friggin' serious? Like, okay. You're one of those guys. And I don't mean that in a bad way, so don't get all bent out of friggin' shape. I don't care what anybody says. And before we've talked about this before. What really is the definition of hobby grade? Well, let's put it this way. Years ago, 1,000 horsepower Honda Civics were not hobby grade either. But there's a market for it. Dude, 1,000 horsepower Honda Civic? Come on. And I'm not that guy, dude. I would never want to, my own personal self. I would never want one for myself. And maybe that's you. Maybe you would never want something like this, but that's also where why limit yourself? Hobby grade back when I was younger, hobby grade, what that meant was, and then maybe this is what you're getting at. Hobby grade meant hobby shop. That's what hobby grade meant. But things have changed, dude. Things have, maybe you're just not with the times to where, I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says, this is hobby grade. And I'm welcome to my own opinion, just like you 1,000 horsepower Honda people, which holy crap, I wouldn't mind feeling the 1,000 horsepower launch from a Honda Civic. I wouldn't mind. Would I want to own one? Come on, guy. Hell no. It's like a Prius. I wouldn't want to own a Prius either. Come on, my wife owns a Honda CRV, and I'm the one that told her to get it. So I'm a good example for calling this hobby grade, dude. I'm a real deal kind of guy. I drive a Jaguar and a Camaro and a Firebird and a Ranger and a Big Black. Dude, I drive them all. And I also roll the Honda Civic because I can appreciate Honda Civic. It's a CRV. I can appreciate the CRV for what it does. So calling this, why am I pushing this? Dude, I'm pushing it because I want to. It's my choice. I see a massive amount of value and strength, and yeah, dude, I am an affiliate for these two RCs. So go buy one. Instead of being on that fence to where you're like, oh, this ain't an Arrma, it's not a Traxxas, I'm going to cry. Dude, just try something else for once. And then maybe you can cry yourself to sleep going, oh my God, guy was right. You can cry, you can take those tears. You take those tears and you can eat them. Put them in your coffee. But why am I pushing this? Because I do think that this thing is good. Was my first casualty the wing? Yeah, but I said it right off. This wing is going to be the first thing to go. And that was something I talked to Buddy RC about when I had that conversation with him. Like, hey, dude, there's a couple of things on this car that, you know, if you're really good with the manufacturer and talking about change, here's a couple of things. And I told him my thoughts on a couple of things. Number one was the wing first. Number two was potentially that pocket for the shock to where, you know, it's going to cause accelerated wear if there's nothing that, you know, can kind of release that stuff from getting in there. That's also part of maintenance. And I am not a maintenance king, even though here comes your plug guy, even though I have the Maintenance King products from Car RC. Now, I do. The stuff actually works, dude. I wouldn't promote, and I don't even think it's really promoting. I mean, maybe it is. Like when I tell you, you know, I've never had these before. Ovonic charges. I can only tell you what I like from what I use. And there's been people that have asked me, hey, have you ever tried this? Have you ever tried that? Or what is your thought on this? Or what is your thought on that? And my answer is, I don't know, guy. I don't have it. So, but I've got this. And this wasn't given to me. I ordered these damn things. So, anyways, whatever. Anyways, back into the thing here. I cannot be swindled in RC. No China junks, no useless. Nobody's looking to swindle you, guy. If you think I'm the snake oil dealer, then good, guy. Next time you see me, you're going to see the back of my shirt. It's going to say snake oil dealer. I'm looking at the chat too. when you have your own show, you CV and push anything you want. What? I don't know what CV means. I'm an Arrma. I hate that word, dude. I hate the word fanboy. Dude, that's so... Pick a different word, guy. Just say fan. Just say you're a fan. Stop doing the boy stuff. I mean, I get it. I get maybe it's your thing, but it sounds too something of my age. It's, you see the gray here? This is from experience, guy. Snake oil salesman. You know it, guy, dude. I am the snake oil salesman. Come on, snake oil. You know it, guy. Yeah, dude, the drag bug, right? Yes, drag bug, dude. It's still sitting up on the wall there, man. I am going to bring that out. There you go, guy. That's Big Reg. I'm an Arrma fan, but Wav looks nice. So, like, see, I wasn't trying to tell you what to do, dude. I'm not that guy, but you have to know. My age, when I see the boy part, it can be B-O-I, it can be O-I. It's just the word kind of just belongs in a different crowd, and it's not from my crowd. So, these are toys, folks. There you go, guys. Sean, there you go. If you get swindled by the snake oil salesman, that's me. I'm the snake oil salesman. I'm pushing these RCs because I want to see everybody lose money in the market. Like, whatever, dude. All right, back on cracking this thing open. So found out, and I'm only moving on because the show is going somewhere it doesn't need to. Surprising to find what this thing is comprised of. So now is, I don't know where I want to go from here. I kind of want to break open not the front diff. I want to break open the rear diff, probably because it might be a little bit easier. We kind of already got a couple things apart. But I want to see without an instruction manual. Nothing I do is with an instruction manual. So I have never looked at an instruction manual, but I like to try to figure it out myself. So we're going to see if we can get into this rear diff, how hard it is. It's probably not going to be as easy as an Arrma, and that's where, or a Traxxas, and that's where there's a give and take. This is actually, you know what? It's going to be similar to an Arrma. I guess it depends upon the level. Because from what I think I'm seeing is that it is a split case. So it's a split case top and bottom. So that would be very Arrma-ish. But I want to see, like, what does it take to get into it? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously with Arrma, it's like the 4S and 3S line. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Arrma line, I think it's like 7. It's not a center screw, is there? I think depending upon what it is. Yeah. But just, never mind. We're just going to crack this open. All right. So here we go. I've never taken this apart to this degree that you're going to see, but let's see how it goes. So I am going to go ahead and shock, because that's part of the top case technically. So shock that, or maybe there, probably there. So we'll go there, shock, that'll release this away. I know this side is already off. Then underneath, I'll have to take out a couple of screws. We'll see how this goes. So this is live. So if anything breaks, it's your fault, not mine. I don't know. Is this another Arrma knockoff? Look at it for yourself. You tell me. Just look at it for yourself. Go on like Buddy RC and check out some of the videos. check out the website and see if it's a Arrma knockoff. If you think that it is, just see for yourself. It's always good to get your eyes on something yourself. Don't just believe the snake oil salesman that I am. Shock. Now, see, right away, I could go after that. See, look at that. See how that's going in there? So if I put the flash on. So they've designed even this rear bumper to totally get a driver to go in straight, to go after that screw if that's the route that I want to go. And you know what? Because I haven't done that yet, that's the route I'm going to go. So I left the arm on this side, but let's see. Let's see what we got here. So here's the other thing too that I wanted to look at was if they use similar hardware between the two. So use my thing here to grab that screw that just fell out. So this is what's cool. Okay. Threaded all the way. This is for your shock. Kind of almost wish they used the same thing, but for your hinge pin, it's not threaded. So it's not going to wear on the material. So there's a difference there. There's a swinging piece here that's riding on a smooth surface that's threaded at the end. Again, pin is healthy looking, thick. The regular hardware is healthy looking and thick. Pop that out. And so we've got that away, that away. I know we'll have to take some of the stuff off on here. So this can stay on, but I need to get this chassis brace out of the way. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get the brace completely out of the way so I can separate that top case. Some people just don't read and comprehend. It's annoying. What are you talking about? Sean, you got my attention, brother. What you talking about, dude? Am I not comprehending something? Talk to me, man. If it's German, you know it's open engineered. Just don't take it to the dealer. Yeah, dude. Just don't take it to the dealer for service. Yeah, definitely believe that. So I'm going to try and... This is my daughter actually got me a set of 4 of these. She actually got me a bunch of stuff. But this will keep all my screws kind of together. Hey, you know what? And if a snake oil salesman like me doesn't show you this, you know, you need somebody to show you, right? Might as well be me. I'll be the guinea pig. Okay. So that's something I don't. So that one is a little bit harder to get to. And I don't want to strip out the... I need a ball driver, and I don't have one with me right now. So, look at that. Even that piece is a separate piece to it. Look at this. Even this is a stinking separate adjustable. Look at that. What the heck? This thing's got screws all over the place. Could be getting into some trouble here. Oh, Sean, just so you know, don't get all bent out of shape if I don't see one of your comments and I go off the cuff. Don't get all bent out of shape, dude. I might not have seen something that you said. Because it is hard to look at comments and just look at how this thing is. It's hard to look at all the comments. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said, on this thing, I cannot see the comments. They just flash. And the comments on the big screen TV that I got scroll too fast sometimes. So I might have missed something, man. My bad, dude. The only thing I'll say right now, so DJ Brian, the only thing I'll say right now is be careful what you're ordering. I'll only right now recommend what Buddy RC has because some of these vehicles actually are different. And Buddy RC chose only to go after these two, the Blitzkrieg and the other thing there. And there is a reason why. So if you go and check out something else, really check out the parts that it comes with. So Grit is getting all these screws are all the same, which is a good thing. That way it's going to be easy to come apart or easy to put back together. Dude, look at that. Solid stinking aluminum. Holy crap. That's, I almost said a different word. That's friggin' awesome, dude. All right. So I am going to use a vacuum right now so I can vacuum that and that because there is debris. So if you get sensitive ears, watch out. I gotta get a different kind of vacuum. I gotta stop using this thing. This thing is my vacuum bugs. All right, so now that all that's away, gives you a real wide open look here. Look how wide open it is. So now I know I've got to go underneath and grab some screws from underneath. I almost feel like I want this suspension out of the way. I was trying to do it like in a easy way, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the shock off. I'm going to take the shock off. I'm going to take this off. That way I can just pull this away. Again, this is, you know, this video isn't for everybody. It's going to be drawn out. I am going to stop, though. As soon as I get this rear diff open, I'm going to put everything back together, provided this is not anything broken. So I'm just trying to make sure that I put everything back in the same place because I know sometime soon I'm going to come across stuff that I know is going to, I mean, I know where this goes because it's the pin, but just make it easier for myself. So that is, like I said, so it's, the arm is actually threaded and it's lock nutted. So that ain't the one, I don't think. It's too big. So let's see. Whoa, wrong way, guy. Okay, pull this apart. Just kind of checking things over. All right, so now flip this upside down. Let's see what we're looking at here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see, this is where an instruction manual would be great, but I'm not going to go that route. I want to figure it out myself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is probably motor mount. So I'm going to leave that alone and that alone, because this would be center diff, front bearing, rear bearing is my guess. I could be wrong. This could be going into a top case. No, it's not. Okay. So I'm just going to go after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll try and see if that works. Yes, my love?
It came off again.
Again?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Did I lose anything?
No.
I just opened the door.
No. Okay. This is going to need thread lock. So you know what? I'll be right back. I got to put the door handle back on my back door. So I'll be back. I got to just bring thread lock up with me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. See? Look at that.
What does it do?
It'll lock, hopefully, the screw from loosening. All right. We're back. The snake oil salesman is back. All right, so I just had to use a little thread lock on the door handle. Hopefully that'll work out. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe. I'm not sure. Might be more than that. I ain't looking at no directions. It's not how I do things. Let's see. Well, that's 100%. Why is it saying no flash? Oh, there we go. Flash on. So we will see. So just like Arrma. Oh, I guess it's an Arrma. It's a clone. It's got long screws that go into the top. All right. This is totally an Arrma clone. There we go. That says it right there. All right. So anyways, there's your long screws there. So 1, 2, I think for there, but does this come off yet? So no. Something else is holding this together. Okay. There is the possibility. I think there's one screw behind this. If I remember right, I think there is. So yeah, Arrma clone. It's a Traxxas. All right. Yeah, there is. But see how literally like, see how they did things, dude? This covers that, which integrates into that. This bolts into the shocks, to the tower. Like, I mean, they did some pretty cool stuff. So there is a screw here. There we go. Oh, look at that. There we go. So, here's your brace. Here's your pins. I don't need to take these out, actually. But here's a look. Dude, even on the bottom. Left with an arrow facing forward to let you know how to do this, dude. This is perfect. Nice, beefy, solid pins. Triple strength connection point. I don't know, guy. So that's there. That was there. I am just going to do this. Not because I don't know where this goes. I just don't want stuff falling apart while I'm doing this. So that's going to go like that. Okay. I think 1, 2, we'll pop that out. See if that's something. Oh, wrong way. Yep, look at them on the long screws. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just checking. So, because I know that this is part of that, the way this is looking, it's looking that is connected into that. I believe that is the split from what I think I'm seeing. So I am going to 1, 2, 3 and see if that takes off the rest of this. But isn't this nice though? I'm using one driver to take all of this apart, and these are damn good sized screws. We're not talking about weak, small, tiny little hex screws. The snake oil salesman speaks. That might be motor mount. 1, 2, 3. Let's go after this one. That's plastic case. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's a different size screw than the others. So I have to keep that in mind. So I'm just checking. So It's got to be something over here. That centrally located screw kind of says that. Now see how this screw is offset? Because on this side, there's a more chunk of a piece of meat here. So that's a central located pin or screw, whatever we're going to call it. I hope this is all it is to take this apart. All right. And that is different. Is it a different? Just want to make sure here. I want to get lost. Those two screws are the same size. So same size to same size. Makes it easy. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to try and pop this. Let's see if it works. And there it goes. That was it, dude. Oh, look at. Debris got inside of here. Here's the center diff. Here's the rear differential. Dang, dude. So when this thing got snow caked, yeah, see, there's a passageway. So I guess it's good I'm taking this apart, man. Clean it up a little bit. Just looking. We got nothing inside of here, though. So where the differential is, nothing got beyond, which is actually surprising. Looking at how this is, nothing got inside of here, so nothing got in the diff. Again, that's another good sign. The snake oil has spoken, or the snake oil salesman has spoken. That's another good sign, dude. So, what I don't like, though, is I don't like the fact that grit and debris got to there, but it, because the center diff is encased, maybe it doesn't matter. So maybe that's just a pointless thing to even say. So now how does this all come apart? So that was a motor mount screw, like I had said, because there's your 1, 2, 3, and then the front carrier bearing type of deal, I think, 4, 5. So that holds all of that together. And in order to get this out, see, I don't think this is, oh, actually, wait a minute. That is loose. Can I get this out without? I don't think I can. No, see, I can't. I don't think I can. Yeah, see, this is where it would kind of be a pain. But that's saying something right there, though. See this slot? This slot right here is saying, or at least I think it's telling me, that there is a screw I just haven't seen yet. That's what I'm thinking. Let's rotate that again, see if I can find it. And that's not the case. Okay. See, I was thinking that slot was telling me something was there, but I'm not seeing anything. Nope. Okay, so to get after this means this is going to come apart. And depending upon the type of glue they used, you got an aluminum motor mount. I wonder, see, I'm looking at the debris. I wonder if have to take out the motor mount to get to the differential. I'm just making sure that that's what's going on here. I think it might be. Just checking debris. Because see, it's weird is it's like it's free. And it's like, but it won't pop up because I can't get it past that section. So just flip this upside down. So let's see. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws for that. And this is where it can get to be a problem. So I am going to take my manual driver and just see. Oh, no, are they loose? Look at that. Okay. Those are loose. Okay, that's a good thing. Oh, all right. Yeah, we're good. I was thinking it was going to be glue lock. So we get that motor mount screw. That's a motor mount screw. All these are looking like the same. Now I'm pretty sure it is also those, but I just want to double check. Yeah, because that would be that part, I believe. All right, so that's cool. All of these screws are the same size. And this is where possibly like an Arrma or a Traxxas, it's different. It would be easier to get to your rear diff if it was separated. So let's see what we got here. Now, there is the possibility okay, so looking at that here, that is a tiny, that is a micro, look at that, dude. That's a micro screw. Okay. This is where you're going to have an issue, I think. Because that ain't looking like no 1.5. This is a 1.5. That's looking wicked small. Because it's not. Okay. I just want to make sure that's the actual right one. Yeah, it is. So that's it. This is where you'll have an issue right here, is what I'm thinking. I do have a driver that I can get that out with, but that is not a 1.5. When I was looking at the Red Cat machete, when the machete came out, this is machete. Right here. I think it's machete. All right. Let's see. At least they got something similar. When I take that out, that'll compress because there's a spring here. It'll compress in the drive shaft, and this will come out as a whole unit. I don't think there's anything else stopping this from coming out. I'm just going to find my tool set that has that special stupid driver. And, you know what? actually don't know where that tool set is right now. That's awesome, dude. That is not cool. I've got this set that's got a micro, it's like a computer setup, computer set, something like that. And that should have that driver. I just can't remember what the heck I did with it. Awesome. All right. I don't know where that driver set is. That's garbage, man. I thought I had it here. That's what happens when I go ahead and organize stuff. I end up not finding stuff because I organize it so well out of its spot. I've got this little computer driver set that I know has got to have that. And I just don't know where it is right now. That's awesome. So much for organization. I'm definitely not the organization king here. Damn it, dude. I don't know where that set is. So that's a big negative right there. You need a special driver to get to that. Let's see. Where is that damn set, dude? This sucks, man. That's all I need is that little set. Because I don't think... See, I've got little things like this, but I don't think any of this has such a small driver. I know that's not it. That's pretty small right there. Wouldn't that be funny? And that is a no. Because that thing is micro, dude. Uh-oh, something fell out the wrench that I just had. Yep. That might be where this live stops, because I don't know where that stupid driver set is. Crap. Oh, I found it. Bam! There we go. We can move on. So, let's see. It's one of these. Try this one. See if this works. That's not it. God, is it a 1? Nope, it's not that. Uh-oh. Do I not have what I need? That would stink, dude. Is that it? Oh, I can't tell if that's it. It kind of doesn't seem like it's it. I don't feel like it's engaging. That's scary. I don't think that's engaging. I mean, it's in there. I'm scared because that thing is so tiny. I don't know if it's thread locked or what. Because I don't think I could. I wonder if I could take this out. And I wonder if the drive shaft could collapse far enough into it to pull this all out as a unit, maybe. What if I pull this off? Let's see. Now see, this is where Arrma and Traxxas will have this company all day long. Because if you had to get into this, this is an awful lot of stuff to take apart and remember where it goes. So, and that's what I was saying in that other video, was the ease of repairability is you pay for that. So let's see if that's what works. Keep that together. Keep these together. So can I collapse the drive shaft? And maybe, or can this just come out now? Can this come out now? Why does it feel like something is still locked? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't even need to. Oh, there we go. I didn't even need to touch that. I just needed to release that center brace and lift up on it. All right, cool. I've never done this before, dude. All right. Let's get a look at this. So I can't tell if that's oil or water. Well, that looks like oil. There's no grit. I could see grit getting past this though. I could. Now see this? All right. So let's just slide this out of the way for a second. I'm going to put a paper towel down here. So this differential, I could see grit getting past that because it's not a solid surface. You know what I'm saying? Like it's plastic. So I could see stuff getting in between. And if you look right here, see how you have the discoloration right there? So what that's saying is grit didn't get by, but it was trying to. See how like on the top here, there's nothing? But on the bottom, there was. So grit was trying to infiltrate and get in here on both left and right, but nothing on the top. So I guess that's all right. Snake oil death fluid, you know it, guy. Okay. Get that stinking gear, dude. That thing is massive. So in order to pull this apart, you are taking that clip off, the E-clip, pull the pin, then you can pull that piece off 1, 2, 3. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, or 5 fasteners in a way that you're taking off to go after this diff. Man, trying to, actually feels pretty good, man. Oh, that's a little collar. Wasn't sure. Okay. So that's collared. It's got the Arrma thing going on. So see how you're nice and loose here? And then there's a slight bit of right there. So because this is a plastic differential with a metal gear, there's probably a slight bit of misalignment. But that'll wear in too, though. Look how massive that gear is, though. And that doesn't look like a junk gear either. Still happy. Does it take a little bit more to get into it? Yes, it does. But I am still happy. There is a little bit of grit. Okay. So we do have a little bit of grit in here. Just felt it. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to clean this out. Get all this junk out of here. So it is kind of funny though. It's like it's an open encapsulated design. There is grit that is getting beyond. I just had to look in the right spot. So grit actually did get in there. It's not bad. It's not big giant chunks. It is fine grit, and that's probably not a problem provided you do like regular maintenance. Man, should I go after the center diff while I'm here? So would I have to collapse that to pull it out? Seems like I could collapse it to kind of pull it out. I don't want to deform that piece. It's almost like I could collapse this somehow. I just don't know if it collapses enough. Because looking in there, it might. Grab my pliers. And I want to just grab that drive shaft and kind of just pull it to me. Now, why is it out of focus? For the folks in here that reside outside of the U.S., RC Guy lives in the state of Mass, on the most liberal states in America. I feel bad for him. What's there to feel bad about? What, Trump 2024? Are you getting political, guy? Don't feel bad about me. I don't know what you're getting at, but don't feel bad about me, man. I'm doing just fine. So let's just see. I want to see if I grab this. Ah, it does, dude. Okay. Drive shaft collapses enough to be able to slip this whole unit out. Okay, that's not a bad deal. Whoa, look at that gear. Whoa, look at all that debris. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. Holy smokes. All right. We gotta disconnect some wires here, dude. So this whole thing should come out as a unit. I think these wires should come out. That's a lot of chunkiness in there. That is a lot of big debris. So the big debris is getting in there somehow. There is a little foam pad there, though. Look at that. There's a little foam pad right there. I'm going to vacuum this out, so watch your ears. Watch your ears, guy. Was that a foam pad? No, that wasn't a foam pad. You know what, though? That actually might be a good idea to put a foam pad there. I thought there was a little foam pad there, but it's not. All right. So they could do better on preventing this differential from getting as much garbage in there. I wonder if that is a good idea. You know what? You know what probably would work better? Although the foam pad would get munched by that. Okay. Seeing something funky right here. What the hell is that? All right. I need to remove these motor wires out of here because I want this in my hand all by itself. Maybe I'm not taking this thing out for a rip. Let's see. I'll tell you, these wires are definitely in here pretty good. Okay. I'll pop this fan wire out of here. I did try a programmer on this too. Programmers won't touch it, which was kind of a bummer because I was kind of hoping a programmer would touch this thing, but it didn't. All right, so there's your unit. There's your unit, guy. Keep this all wrapped up. Get more paper towels. Yeah, you got this guy who's dead. He couldn't get to his charger. All right, let's see what we got here. So this was something I kind of wanted to look at. They even have a wire separator. Dude, they have a wire separator. This is mint. All right, let's see. Which way can I go here? Go this way. Wanted to slide this off if I could. I was hoping I could get by that, but it doesn't look like I can. Look at that, even the motor itself, WAV Racing, 2200 kV, high performance brushless motor, caution hot, little QR code there, which doesn't work. Yeah, here's your QR code. See if you can scan that. Ha ha, psych, how can you? You're watching a video. All right, whoa, look at that Pinion, dude. The Pinion's huge. That is a heavy unit all by itself. So it looks like that screw comes out. I don't know what the heck is going on here. What is that? What the heck is going on here? Does that literally go all the way through? Oh, it does. That's like some kind of glue. So there's a glue on the bottom of the threads for this screw that goes all the way down. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will take this back plate off to go ahead and get to the center diff. I'm never getting back outside. I just want to run this thing. Ah, my driver slipped. Damn it. These screws are definitely hotter than the driver, that's for sure. So it looks like I'm going to have to go over my grinder and grind off a piece of that driver now. Now I have to get that bad boy right there. Which I don't think I'm going to need heat. We'll see. And then again, because it's glued, it looks like this is going to come off that way. Forget it. Didn't have to take off that other screw. What the hell did you do? It's getting all bent out of shape over there. Got stuck on the wrenches. All right. So I was thinking I had to take that screw out, but that is going to need fire because that was glue. So these, damn, dude. Just because I'm curious. That mesh is mint. So the 4 screws allow you to pull this off that way, so you don't have to take this off as a back cover. I wasn't seeing that. Look at that thing. Holy smokes, dude. Oh, dude, wait a minute. Is that a red cat? This is really looking like machete. This. diff is nice. Definitely not liking that though. That tiny little screw there. And that is water. Okay. Lot of grit got into this area. I mean, a lot. That's a lot of grit. That's a lot of crap in there. Cleans up easy, but that's not the point. That is a lot of grit. See, what I'm seeing is the grit is packing into those holes too. This needs an air compressor. Thing is though, is it's almost like it doesn't matter though. The grit is getting in there. What's going to be the better scenario? It's almost as if what I'm curious about is, did this bleed? And that's why the grit got in there, but the grit didn't get to the gears because the lubrication kind of kept it to the walls. And this is maybe a part of maintenance on this type of thing. God, that feels mint. I'm gonna blow this out. See how much diff fluid it, well, the thing about that is, I mean, I'll crack it open, but I'm not sure that that's the problem. What I want to do first, there is a gasket. You can see that there's a blue gasket. It does look wet. I want to see if these screws are tight first. But I get what you're saying. Just check the fluid. I want to see if this is tight first. That's the other thing too. If they use the glue, it would be these screws. I'm going to check the side first, just to see if these are tight. They're tight. See if these ones are tight. They seem tight. So either there was lubrication in there and there's supposed to be, all right. Here's the dilemma. You need to sit down. I've got a dilemma now. All right. Switch the camera. So there is definitely way more debris in there than I was thinking I would see. But is that because, just like the Arrmas, that if you don't put a slot in the chassis underneath, that the debris stays in there? It does not appear as though this is leaking. I don't think this is leaking. I'm not going to crack this open right now, and I'll tell you exactly why. If they used the glue, I'm going to have to use heat to heat up these screws. I don't have a gasket to replace the gasket that might get ruined by heating these screws up. Because if they use that stupid China super glue on this center diff, I could strip out a screw right now. And I don't feel I'm at that point yet where I still want to get out there and rip. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're not at that maintenance level yet of where I should be opening. I know probably people want to see the diff get open, but fluid-wise, it's feeling fine, guy. So what I think may have happened, this is just what I'm kind of going with. I think from the factory, they put a lubrication on the spur and pinion. Now this is a pinion, spur, and the other thing there, the idler gear. See how you can see an idler gear? That's not the pinion. That's an idler. So when you look at it this way, that is the idler gear, the pinion's over here. Why did they go that route with putting in a secondary gear? What's the advantage? What's the advantage to that? I'm going to take my motor cleaner. Man. So I'm really trying to think this through. You know what? You know how all the debris got in here? Right there. That's how all the debris got in there. This is a rough situation. Because if that idler gear is not bearinged, you can't clean this out from lubrication. Get what I'm saying? Because if that idler gear, if it has zero lubrication, which it could be a shielded bearing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that shouldn't be running on a shaft. That should be bearinged. Dude, am I really going to have to pull this apart? Dude, I kind of didn't want to go this deep. What's the chat saying here? I want to laugh, load up RC guys. Felony speed runs. Y'all want to laugh, load up RC guys. Felony speed runs. Can't tell. Can't tell how your disposition is there, guy. You being in a bad way, you being in a good way. Don't beat around the bush, man. If you're being in a bad way, let me know. All this message stuff, you can't tell sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's better to get right to the point. If you're being funny, I get it. But if you're trying to be a different kind of funny, don't be that way, guy. All right. I feel like I want to say this is bearinged. Damn it. So in order to get to that idler gear, I got to use fire on that because they've got glue on there. There was a big blob of glue on that screw right there. That'll take this plate off, which will get me to look at the stupid idler gear. I bought what? 9 miles per hour into. Yeah, dude, I don't know. What's going on here? I really don't like all the debris that was in here. So 2 things are going on. I feel as though they lubricated the spur, idler, and pinion, which is kind of an okay thing because what that does is it kind of coats the outside edge. So if debris gets inside of here, which it obviously did, which it got in from that gigantic hole right there. Did it? Yeah, it definitely did. Because it goes up against that. Yeah, see, it goes up against that. Right there. This is where that thinking stuff gets you in trouble. Does it go up against that? Yeah. No, it doesn't. It's wide open. Wait a minute. Hold your horses here. So this is going against there. This is going in there. That. Yeah, that's exactly. Right there. Right where that is right there. That's where the debris is getting in. That's a wide open slot. Now here I was saying that the mesh was mint, but is it? Because the mesh is up against an idler gear, not the actual spur. It is. So if you, it's got like double. It's almost like it's got double mesh. You know what I'm saying? Like, but these 2 meshes would be static. So there really wouldn't be. Takes you a couple seconds to think this through, guy. No, that gear mesh is mint, dude. That gear mesh is dead on. So dude, I didn't want to take it this far. Okay. I'm already here. Not cracking open that sedative, dude. I just feel like I'm going to break something. Crap. I'm like right here too, though. Damn it, I'm wasting so much time. I could be out ripping this thing. All right. A whole ton of debris is in the center differential. It doesn't seem to be affecting the gears because the fluid that was in there, it's keeping all the debris away. It's just that pocket. This is not covered. So like this piece comes over, right? So this piece comes over like this. So basically the only thing that's kind of covering that is that. And that ain't nothing, dude. It's a massive gap right there that's letting all of the rocks in, including it's almost like if this was covered. Yeah, this is a weird setup. This is my first time looking at this, so it is going to take me some time. I'm wasting all your time here, but it's taking me some time to like think about what they're thinking here. That idler gear has got to be bearinged, and you know what? It has to be, dude. There's no way that they would run that on just a shaft. That would be really stupid. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fire up. I'm gonna put some fire on that. I'm gonna pop that screw. Take this piece off. I'm already friggin' here. I might as well take it all the way. So that is why as far as I understand, I think this is their first like rendition of this vehicle. But that's why you've got the other companies like Arrma and Traxxas that you are paying the few more dollars, you are paying the $100 more or more. This has got a good design. It's got some funkiness to it. Really makes you think, dude. I'm going to put some fire on that right now. So let's put some fire on that and we'll see what happens. Put some fire on it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put fire on this side. I'm not sure, guy. What I'm trying to find out right now is I'm just trying to make sure that the idler gear is on a bearing. I could crack a manual, which would be a lot easier, but at this point in time, now I just want to see for my own eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some fire on that right there. Ah, man. See if that was enough. And it's not. Oh, damn. That's going to be a lot of fire. It's going to be a lot of fire to get to that, and this is plastic. If I put the fire going down, maybe that will be better. I just don't want to catch the thing on fire here, so let's see if I do this. Put this here. This will at least allow me to put the fire down into there. As far as the diamond dust getting in there, yes, diamond dust would absolutely get in there. I'm not sure if it's a problem because I can't, like I said, I can't tell if this is a lubricated system or if it's supposed to be dry and they lubricated it. It almost seems like it's supposed to be a lubricated system, but that's why I want to see the idler gear, because if the idler gear is not bearinged, that'd be really stupid. It has to be bearinged. So that's where this is going to be rough, dude. All this plastic is going to catch on fire. Yeah, see how that's going to catch on fire? Might have to go a different route here. Yeah, dude. Oh, I'm not liking that. That's almost like a penetrating oil. That's the only way to get to that. The only way to get to that, they put a stinking glue on that. That wasn't no thread lock. That was a stinking glue. Because I think I can see the glue even right there. And that's a pretty thick piece right there, if that's all glue. I wonder if I tame the flame down a little bit. Maybe if I tame down the flame a little bit. That's a little better. Tame the flame. Let's see if that was enough. Probably not. Nope. God damn, that's not good. I don't like that, man. I don't like that. Man, it's like they've got good thoughts, but a little stupidness happened as well. The only other way to do this would be to take a soldering iron and literally just put the soldering iron to that. But I don't have a soldering iron that's going to be hot enough. The fire, what's happening is the fire is spreading out too much. Instead of just localizing here, the fire is spreading out when it hits. So it's going to catch everything else on fire. I don't think so, because you can see the threads. Yeah. You can see the tip of the thread. See the glue? See right there? Right there. See inside of there, that white stuff? That's right there. That's the glue. And there was a cake of glue on the bottom here. And looking at how that thread is, see how the angle of that thread, you're high here and low there. It's a regular screw. Imagine if it was left-handed, going the other way. But you can see by the threads, it's not. Dude, imagine if this is threaded all the way. That couldn't be. It better not be a totally threaded screw, and it's thread locked here all the way down to there. You know, I didn't see whether if this head was moving or not. You know what? I might hit that with a little fire. Just to see what I'm already here, dude. I'm already destroying this thing. Might as well see. Yeah, see, immediately I'm burning that plastic. Oh, if it's threaded all the way down, that would be the stupidest thing, dude. Nah, I'm putting some torque on that. That is in there. Really thinking, dude. I'm really thinking. Oh, I can feel the heat. Everything's getting heated up. Holy crap, it's going right to my fingers. Let's see if that was enough. Nope, definitely not. And this is a good driver too. All right, most likely what I'm going to have to do, I'm not going to go after this right now. This is going to take forever. So at this moment in time, this is a failed attempt to try to, all I'm trying to do is visually see if what they're calling a spur, which is an idler gear, this is your spur gear. It's a failed attempt right now because what I need to do is do what I did before, where if I heat that up and put my PB blaster on there, 9 times, I'll say 9, I don't even know how many times out of 10. How about this? 6.7 times out of 10, it works. Heat it up, PB blaster it, heat it up, like, I've got to do it a few times. It's just this live is not going where I want it to go to right now because it's going to be way too long sitting here trying to fire up a screw that they put glue on. That's the thing about some of these things is the stuff they use, like the glues, you've got to know kind of like beforehand that that's what they're using. They're not using no stinking thread lock. And if they are, they're using thread lock yellow, which is the ultra cure. Nah, they're using stinking like some kind of like ultra like industrial grade Chinese adhesive that you gotta burn and croil or PB blaster it out, and it's smoke, and my wife will come down here and what are you burning? The whole house smells like PB blaster and fire. So yeah, I was defeated on trying to get this apart. A massive amount of grit is getting in there. It doesn't seem to be affecting the gears because it seems like it's a wet area, but because so much debris gets in there, I feel like I want to turn it into a dry area, but I can only do that. Again, I could look at the instruction booklet. It's right upstairs, and that'll tell me if the idler gear has to have bearings on it. It'd be the most stupidest thing if it didn't, but if it doesn't, I can't turn it into a dry system. You know what I'm saying? I gotta slot the chassis, because right now it's got to stay a wet system. So I think that's where I'm at. How do I feel about this WAV racing truck? Oh, let me put this thing back together and let me take it out for a rip, because right now when you get defeated and you see something that you're like, come on, dudes, you couldn't use Loctite? You had to use industrial grade China like adhesive? That's where it becomes a negative. So going into it, at least somebody might see this video and realize that that's what it's going to take. Is it's going to take fire penetrating oil a couple of times to break that fat. It always has worked for me in the past. I know some other people, beg to differ, but if it works, it works. I've always been able to do it. It takes a while, man. It takes a while. Damn it, dude. This thing has so much going for it. And I had to be the bonehead to try and take it apart and go, oh, I gotta see if that idler gear is bearing. And it has to be, dude. It has to be. But that if it is, then I could go dry. If it is, I could go a dry system. And I really don't think this is bleeding, but we'll kind of maybe find out now whether it is. I do think they put lubrication on this because it's 3 gears. I think from the factory, they did put lubrication on it. Maybe that's what it calls for. I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm going to clean this out, put all of this back together. Kind of a failed attempt. What's the reverse on putting this all back together? Well, just play the video in reverse. Download it, play the video in reverse, and you can put it all back together after you find out that you need fire and PB Blaster to break free their glue on their screw. To break free the glue on the screw. And that's where this video is going to stop, or that's where this COVID, it's going to stop on a high note, dude. The high note is going to be putting this thing back together. And yeah, these Chinese manufacturers, dude, they did like, and it's weird too, because the motor mount is a plastic. Like, it's weird. It's like not a motor mount. Motor mount is that goes into, well, that's a motor adapter plate. So it's a motor. Yeah, it's kind of like it's an adapter. It's an adapter plate that goes into the mount that's then attached to the plastic. I haven't given up. And I do still think this is a good RC, but I did just come across my first roadblock with this thing. And I want to get more packs into this thing. At least now I know I've cleaned out all the debris. A ton of debris gets in right there. That's a very odd spot to leave open. It's wide open. This is the only thing that's covering it. And it doesn't even cover it. So it's almost like you need It needs like a sock. It needs like a sock, dude. That's weird to say that, but looking at how this is going together, see, like, even here, kind of looks actually in the chassis. Where did I put the chassis? Oh. Get a look at the chassis here. No, actually, that does kind of block it off. You know, you can see, though. Here, I'll show you this. What you can see is I'm going to pan this down, make a little spot here. The truth comes out. All right. So, hopefully I can zoom in and I'll put the flash on. There's a specific spot I want you to see on here, which is, where is it? Right there. Okay. So when you see this, right? Whoa. So when you see this right here, I don't know if it's focusing in right. Yeah, there you go. So what is happening is the debris is getting in here. The gear is so close to this area that it's actually, the debris gets in and the gear is pushing the debris. This, you can actually see the debris is going that way, I believe. By the way these scratches look, by what I'm seeing here, it looks like the debris enters here and scratches out that way. See what I'm saying? Like, it looks like, by the way these little witness marks are, the debris witness marks, is it looks like it enters in this location here. See how it's like kind of like oddly jagged? And then it looks like the chunk would kind of get swiped out that way. That's what I think I'm seeing right there. And that's and that's where I'm saying, dude. That's where this is their first shot at this particular deal, I think, from what I understand. And is it a flaw? Yeah, dude, it's a flaw if this is a wet area and not a dry area, which it looks like it should be a dry area. It's a flaw because it's allowing too much debris to get into it's not really a sensitive area. I mean, this gear is like, this isn't, it looks like a damn built gear too, though. It doesn't look like a junk gear, man. It's almost like I need to take a hammer and a chisel and smash one of the teeth off. Tell you if it's powdered or not, right? But it does kind of like have that, it does have a nice look to it, though. See, you can't see what I'm seeing looking at this gear. It wants to focus on my face and not the gear. I don't know, dude. Is it making me second guess? No. And I'm actually being honest with you. Well, why do people say that? Why do people say I do not like the fact that there's a lot of grit in there. 100% don't like that. Would it stop me from buying it again? No, because the Smiles for Miles versus the price that was paid for this, and that's where there's one missing component, is to see what the cost of price or what the cost of prices are going to be. what the cost of parts are going to be. That's going to be a real important thing to know, because something like this, and again, I could jump on the manual and see if that stupid thing is bearing. That would literally give me the okay to slot the chassis. I hate manuals. I wanted to take it apart. So point blank, I was defeated by the China adhesive that they use on that one long screw. It probably goes all the way through. So that's going to be a process that I'm not ready to do right now. There's no need other than my own kind of need to know. Now that I've kind of cleaned this area out, should I completely clean it out and go dry? I could very easily do that. Just fire in some brake clean right in there, making sure I go this way and clean all that crap out of there. But then there is the possibility that the brake clean could get beyond that seal and screw up the bearings if there's bearings in there, which there better be bearings in there. There better be stinking bearings in there. If they're out, I'm going to be kind of upset. So anyways, so now I want to ask the question. So what's good about a video like this is that it shows the real. And that's what I really try to impress upon people, is that, you know, my content isn't fluffified. It's going to tell you that, do I think this is a good value? Yes. Did I definitely come across something I don't like? Yeah. Dude, I don't like that. Would it stop me from buying this thing at the price point? Nope, it wouldn't. If this was a bad issue, maybe yes. Right now, it's not a bad issue. Now, if I was able to take it over to Diamond Dust, maybe that's a different scenario. That stuff really wreaks havoc on so many things. Diamond Dust would be a very good test to see what gets in where. And that, seeing that this rear differential has grit in it, I'm going to actually guess that the front doesn't. Because the rear is getting ultra pelted by stuff, I am guessing that the front doesn't have. I mean, even that wasn't that bad though. It was really fine stuff that got in, but the grease or oil or whatever you want to call it that was in there did its job, and it stuck that grit to the edges, and that's what it does. So the oil or grease that they're putting in there, it does two things. Number one, it's lubrication, and number two, if stuff gets in there, it's keeping it stuck and not on the gears. That's what I'm going with. But does that make you? But should any RC be a Diamond Dust? Okay. So yes, and the reason why that is because some people don't have other places to run their RC. A lot of people probably would go to maybe not as harsh a condition as that, but I think a lot of people, if that's all they had, that's where they're going. So Diamond Dust is a good place because it will show you, you know, like it'll show people. Traxxas certainly wouldn't want their vehicles there. Those $1,500 vehicles, you wouldn't want to take one of those $1,500 vehicles there. Nah, just kidding, man. I am a little disappointed because of that one damn screw, but that even happens on Arrmas. So it's not like I'm disillusioned. I'm not disillusioned, and neither should you. And that's why I'm asking the question. So seeing that I, the god of all RC, just got blockaded by one damn screw because I'm on a live and I don't want to waste my time on a live to where edited content, I could cut out the entire hour that it's going to take that one screw out. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm asking is like, I don't even know how many people are in here. How many people are in here? How do I see? You got 57 people in here. So out of the 57 people in here, we only got 63 thumbs ups. What's up with that? But out of the 57 people that are in here, does that one thing blockade you or deter you from buying this RC? Like, just put either a yes or a no. Because, and I feel like I don't want to give you my answer, like to rebut that. But it doesn't stop me because Arrma does the same damn thing. They've put Loctite, like so much damn Loctite before on some stuff where people were doing the same exact damn thing. You were just trying to put the bigger optional pinion on, right? And I know people have been there. And I'm not trying to like defend this company. Was that a miss? Is this a wet system and supposed to not be dry? Or is this a dry system and maybe the debris would have fallen out there? I don't know. I can't talk to the actual manufacturers. And I'm pretty confident that Buddy RC is not going to know that answer, but I will ask them. I'll ask them, is that center diff location area, is that supposed to be a wet or a dry system? If it's a dry system, slot that chassis and all your garbage is going out the hole. There's your answer. If it's a wet system, it seems like it's doing its job. I'm not having an issue, but nobody would buy it. No, oh, wait a minute. I get what you're saying. So it doesn't deter you. So see how that was kind of like a trick question? So I'm still on board with this thing. I'm going to take my regular air compressor because these blowers are okay. You know what I mean? But for getting the debris out of there, I'm going to use my regular compressor and take it out to my garage and blow out this area first. Put this thing all back together. Realize that after the first battery pack of going to Diamond Dust, I'm hoping to get there this time of year for Diamond Dust is horrible. Because right now, I don't know if you can see my backyard. If you look out that window, I don't know if you can see out that window. Yeah, you can. That's all snow. So everything over here right now is covered in snow. So going to Diamond Dust is an absolute waste of time because that would not be the place to go. Number one, you'd have to have massive, probably thick paddles. You'd probably have to have those tires that you had, Earl, if you're still here. Those tires you just put on your X-Max. You probably have to have those things to get through the Diamond Dust snow and the mixture that they've got there. But I'm not happy with the debris. I need to find out why. It's just not knowing if it's dry or a wet system. That's all. So that's where this is going to end. I really don't think I'm going to find the same amount of debris inside the front diff. And like I said, even in the rear diff, the debris that I did find really wasn't appreciable. Like it wasn't a lot. This little weird cup thing that they've got going on, it's like a Arrma design with Traxxas, dude. It's like a massive 5th scale gear with the Arrma plastic diff wobble. You know what I'm saying? But when I put this back together, I am going to take some of the udder butter, goes this way. I'm going to take some of the, and that's the other good thing too, is that with this RC, there is no confusing which way to put this in. It is only that way because you can see the clearance in the chassis for where the ring gear goes. So it's a different way of doing things. It's slightly more on taking things apart, but you have to know that. You have to know that with something like this. Maybe that whole, like I was saying, like with the whole back piece with the bumper and the skid plate and how everything is like, you know, Traxxas kind of deal. And maybe I shouldn't be saying, my glasses fall off my face all the time. It's ticking me off. I hate glasses, dude. Because it's the stupid grease, the oils from your skin that make it so they slide off your face. You can see I get real impatient sometimes. Don't have me working on the car and have somebody near. Yeah, colorful languages. Definitely words flying. I still like this thing. Regardless, smooth transition of power with the ESC, the seemingly non-existent, I mean, there is lag. If I was to slow it down to 120 frames per second, but what I do notice is that the difference between some of the Arrmas that I've ran, and honestly, even some of the Traxxas, it feels as though I'm not feeling the lag. And the other cool thing is there's no soft start. I like that. Soft start is such a, I hate soft start, dude. I want to just pull that trigger and it light up the wheels. That's what I want. I don't want soft start, and if it feels like there's an issue, it just sits there and goes, I'm not gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I hate that. That infuriates me. Dude, if I want all the power, I want it. I don't want you telling me, you know, oh, we're gonna save your motor or your drivetrain because something doesn't. No, dude, I want mash the pedal to the floor, and I want those tires to instantly light up. And that's what this thing does. So this 120 amp ESC puts all the 120 amps. I mean, dude, it puffed one of my better Ovonic packs. I mean, I wonder if it's puffing this thing. It's just you can't see it because it's concaved. In the end, I still like this thing. Hopefully this did wake people up to realizing that no appreciable grit got in there. A little bit of grit did, but a heck of a lot of grit got in here. And I think depending upon the size grit, I mean, dude, diamonds are harder on stuff. So diamond dust would probably put some wear on these gears. But I need to find out if this is a wet or a dry system. So hopefully you enjoyed this content or this live. This was COVID and Coffee episode 4. Like I did say there should be no reason. Well, there are reasons why. Number one, internet connectability does affect whether if I can do a live stream or not. Some of the storms that we had caused power issues and as well as internet connection issues. And then I think last Sunday or one of the Sundays, I didn't do a live. I was just like, screw it. Sorry. I'd rather spend time with my wife than you guys. No, I'd rather, you know what I mean? Come on. When you get a significant other, sometimes the more important thing, like I said, you know, my kid's leaving. So I'd rather spend time with them than you guys all day. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather not fail on a live, but I'm glad it kind of happened. I'm glad I failed. If this was a regular video, the difference that you would have seen is you would have seen me not fail because I would have cut out the hour of loosening that screw and basically just told you, probably in text, yeah, guy, it took me 2 hours to fire up that screw and finally get it out with oil and all that stuff. So right now I get the pleasure of putting this thing back together. I almost feel like I don't want to put it back together right now. I feel like I just want to break open the other box, which is the Blitzkrieg, and fire that thing up. I will put this thing back together because I don't want to lose any screws. We got the 2 Vectors over here. They're going to be throwing screws all over the floor and stuff. But like I said, hopefully you enjoyed this COVID and Coffee. Breaking into the WAV RC Tyrants. They are dropping the S. It's just going to be called the Tyrant. It is funny what the word means, Tyrant. I like the body clip system. I'm liking a lot of things about this. This is a typical Arrma deal, you know, coming across a screw that's been, you know, over thread locked to where you can't get it off, and, you know, there's plastic around it and the plastic's melting, and just, I got to be a little bit more careful. Fire, penetrant, fire, penetrant, fire. It's going to be literally a bunch of times, but that's the way it's going to go. So if you haven't given a thumbs up, you know what to do. That's what kind of keeps this thing going. I still wouldn't hesitate buying this thing, but if you want to hesitate and wait until they get the parts are already here. It's just they're not there. They're at the motorsports convention. So I think that kind of might say something about maybe the people that work for Buddy RC as well, is that if they're at a motorsports convention right now, what does that kind of say to you? That, at least it says I don't know what they're there for. I'm kind of like just thinking they're there for more than just RC stuff, because they're doing RC stuff there too, but a motorsports convention means motorsports. So real deal stuff, not this hobby, you know, joke stuff. This, you know, fun time. You know what I'm saying, guy. So I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna take a break. I'll come back down here and I'll put this thing all back together, but I'm doing that on my own time. I'm not doing it on live. I'm not doing it on live, man. I'll just jump into the comments real quick, say goodbye to everybody. So we got Frank Sluga, Scott Springer, Vince Vargas, Nunya. I think you're Nunya Business or something like that. We got Sean. Sean, I don't know if you were giving me a hard time or not. Kind of can't tell. You know, this is all message crap. Hopefully you were being cool. Rangoli RC, dude, appreciate that. Travis Drury. I'm sorry, I'm bad on names. Appreciate that, man. Going to watch the 500 now. There you go, guy. Shouted a lot of skid marks. What? Skid marks? Never a hard time. Just you know, and that's Sean. You saying that right there. I appreciate that, man, because you know how it goes, man. With this text stuff or this message stuff, you can't always tell how somebody's being. You can't tell if they're being a wise guy or they're trying to give you a hard time. So I appreciate that you're being a normal kind of guy. We got Christian Harris. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sean Connolly. Great live chat. I'm glad I wasn't really able to kind of be in there. And that's what happens, you know, when you do a live and you're trying to work on something, your attention is focused kind of on what you're doing. I'm not trying to like ignore it. Oh, I'm noticing something else right here. Huh. Check this out. I just noticed this right now. See that? Dude, that's like the end of the motor. Well, not the end. Well, yeah, actually the end. It's almost like a little cradle looking deal or something. Kind of that's what it looks like. It looks like it's something that the motor has something to kind of sit on. And seeing that there's a little bit of grit right there, that means it's doing its job. So there you go. There was a little bonus thing that my eyes just caught right now as I'm looking at this thing thinking, oh my God, I got to put this thing back together. So, yeah. Joe Girding, appreciate it, man. Jim Palazzo, Jason Earl, what's going on, guy? Earl Moorhead, motor support. Yeah, there you go. Must have learned that 3S Armors bend the motor plate because they don't have a right. There you go, guy. Yes, there you go. The motor perch guy, right? Yeah, it's just a little like end piece for the motor, I guess, to kind of like sit on so that it's not, you know, ripping away. But man, dude, they ain't gonna rip away from that, I wouldn't think. It's kind of good to see though, dude. You can see it's right there. Look at that's where it hits. It lays right there. That's why it's got a little scratch there. That scratch coincides with the scratch on the chassis. You know what I would do? Probably take like a wicked thin piece of foam. Put it on that little pad or something. Wicked thin. Maybe even like a piece of duct tape or something. Yeah, I think that. Call RC Permatex. Yeah, they are, dude. Chad Bierman. I think that's what it says. Just putting shocks together. Dude, awesome, man. Bean Dean. Tromley cracked the chassis under the motor. Yeah. Well, I mean, depending upon what he did, I guess that's a possibility. So maybe a little bit of a cushion right there would be better than what I'm seeing there. But you heard it come out of my mouth, right? Looks like you should have like a little bit of a cushion right there. So who knows, dude? I don't know. I'm just, this is all by the cuff anyway. Seat of my, what is it called? This is by the seat of my pants RC. That could be somebody's name. Dude, I could come up with all kinds of YouTube names. By the seat of my pants RC. AHC RC. Get it? Wicked pistol guy. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you for coming this live. Boom. Give it a thumbs up. Share it. Do whatever you want. If you're not, you know, woosah. You know what I mean? If you haven't, you know, not part of this channel, you might want to be. Because sometimes it can be a good time. And I will show you the fails. I might not show you the hour and a half amount of time it's going to take for me to get that damn screw out, but I will not be defeated. That little wimp of a screw, that thing's coming out, dude. It's just going to take a little bit. It's going to take some massageification. That's a word too. It's going to take a little bit of massageification to get that thing out. So I'm out. Thank you for coming, and we will see you on the next one. Don't forget, there was a video I dropped this morning. If you haven't watched that, that was taking that thing out to diamond dust. No, diamond dust, my backyard diamond dust. And that's where all that garbage went inside of there. Or it's from the backyard rip that I just did. I think it's a good video. I think it shows that I actually use it. It shows that, you know, I didn't do no 80-foot jump because this thing ain't designed for 80-foot jumps. So I don't know what Tromley did, but maybe he did a 10-foot jump and the thing shattered into a billion pieces. I'm not sure. But I'm not interested in watching other videos right now because I've got to do my own garbage. So, yeah, guy. I still wouldn't hesitate in getting this. Buddy RC, once they get back from the auto sports show or the motorsport show, they're supposed to be going through all the parts and putting them online and all that stuff. So, and if you do buy it, don't blame me if it breaks. I'm out of here. How do I end this thing, dude? I gotta end this. I'm out of here. Thank you for coming to this live stream. COVID and Coffee. RC Guy Garage out, man. We're out.